And I think that is important too. I think there are people that question, how in the world could someone not escape? They're slaves, they've been brought here against their will. How is it they're not able to just call police or run away?
Yes.
And when you hear that, what do you say?
Well, it's so hard for somebody like us who lives in a sort of normal world to get into this world. But if you have somebody who, for example, like Dulce, is stabbed by an ice pick, if she even tries to say no to being raped, first of all, she's going to be terrified. She knows that these people have connections, that they can carry out their threats to harm her family, that they can do brutal things to her if they catch her when she's trying to get away. On top of that, they mess with your head. They actually have manuals, traffickers do, of how to break down human beings, to break their spirits so they become products, pliable products. And so there's so much messing with the mind and psychological manipulation that's hard to understand if you're not in that situation as well.
And the people they're targeting, I guess they are on the fringes, right?
Exactly.
And when we say that, what does that mean, and why would it be people that are more on the fringes?
Well, a trafficker is less likely to go to a neighborhood with social power because it's riskier. You might have a widespread search for the victim. So they're going to be more inclined to look for people on the fringe, people who don't have that kind of social clout or those kind of resources.
That's horrible. So many of these kids you think that are missing, this is part of what's happening.
Certainly. Runaways are a very vulnerable population. 1/3 of all runaways ends up being sexually exploited within 48 hours of leaving home. 90% of them eventually end up in the commercial sex trade. So we obviously need to be warning young people and parents about the dangers out on the street.
And I think there are a lot of parents, their kids go on spring break, they worry about that kind of thing.
Yes.
Should they worry? I mean, are they targeting the kids that go on spring break, or when you say they're on the fringes, maybe those aren't the kids that are being targeted?
Well, as I said, they're less likely to be targeted, but anybody can be a victim. I talked to a woman a couple of weeks ago who lived in an exclusive, expensive neighborhood. Her father was an executive in a big corporation, and she was trafficked by a boy in her high school. He took videos of him raping her and selling her to be raped by his friends, and this sweet Catholic girl was so shamed by the thought of her classmates and family seeing those videos, she kept quiet for a long time.
And so what happened to her? How did this happen now? He took videos of that happening, and then what did he do then?
Then he threatened to show them to everybody, all the classmates and the parents, if she said anything about it.
And did he take her against her will somewhere?
Yes. And not initially. Initially, and this is the way it works a lot of times. Traffickers will use recruiters, for example, with children. They'll take a cute 16-year-old boy who acts like he has a romantic interest in a girl, or a girl about the same age, and who befriends them, or somebody who seems safe. And those recruiters will invest in these children, who are children generally on the fringes, who have some kind of need, but not always. And they'll just invest in them and make them feel as if those deep needs they have for protection and love and care are being met, or that this cute boy is interested in them, has a romantic interest. And that's what happened in this case. This was a cute boy. He seemed romantically interested. She went off with him voluntarily. He took her into her house and raped her, and the rest is history.
All right, we're going to take a break. Then we'll come back. If you want to give us a call, 737+, 737-7587. Take a break. Be back with more right after this.